Hi everyone, this is a video to show exactly how you can verify everything on Euronis yourself. There's no marketing magic. These are all steps that you can do yourself to replicate exactly what we do here at Euronis. You've been to our page, euronis.com, and here there is a performance snapshot page. That's this page. It shows a variety of different brokers, all of which are verified on myFXbook. Today, we're going to show you exactly how you can run a backtest to match our live published trading on icmarkets. So let's start first with looking at the icmarkets page. It's going to tell you it is a real account. It's the Euronis scalper version 1238. And the broker is icmarkets. There's a registration fee of $100, and then it is free if you have a icmarkets account and subscribe to our group. So what is this showing us? This is showing us a small graph because that's the biggest picture that myFXbook wants to give us. And if you click that, it's going to take you to the myFX page where you're going to see track record verified, and you can hover over that and click there to learn how they verify, and you can even verify your own account there. And trading privileges, the same thing. So that tells you that our account, Euronis, owns this account, and these trading privilege, we have the trading password um, to this account. So I won't go too much further into that, but you should look and make sure you understand how myFXbook verifies things. Next, this is the icmarkets at Euronis account, which started June 29th of 2021 and is tracking until today, October 26th of 2021. So if you had $1,000 in here, you would, in theory, have $1,497. Or if you had $10,000, you'd have $15,000, so on and so forth. While we're here, I want to just show people, because not everybody understands, Euronis trades between the rollover time. So UK London time GMT 20 to 22. So this is the time when spreads are high and prices go all over the place, but this is the area in which we specialize. So you manual traders, you can trade, or you're trading other systems, you can trade for pretty much 20 hours of the day, and Euronis will trade just for 2 hours, and you won't have a collision. So it's a great supplement to increase your trading performance on your account. So maybe you had some drawdown on your manual trading, Euronis will help you get up there. Okay, so let's look and see what's happening. So here I've got Euronis on MT5. So you can't do this on MT4. You just go to icmarkets and get yourself a real or a demo account. They pretty much have the same tick data history. And it's important to note that we're going to start on the 6th of, June 29th and go until today. So let's just look back here and see this account started on June 29th up until today in October. So here we are, June 29th, going to October. Let's look at the Inputs tab. Inputs tab, everything is default. So you can verify that by just clicking default. And I'm just going to switch to manual define for backtesting with the GMT offset 3. That's it. That's the only thing that we're doing. Everything else, risk percent is default. And because there is no suffix, sometimes there's a suffix of hashtag or what have you, none of that's in here. So that's it. So now we're starting with a $10,000 balance. We're on 100 to 1 leverage, and these accounts run at $8 commission. So if you want accurate backtesting, and I'll put a link to the commission file configuration. So all you'd have to do is import the configuration file, which will be something like that, 800 commission configuration. I'll include that in the post, and it's going to set your commission at $8. okay? And it's also the icmarkets terminal will configure swap for you, so that's included. Okay, so I'm going to hit start. In this video, the backtesting, I've done it before. It takes about 3.5 minutes, so I'm going to hit start here, and you'll see if this is the first time you've done it, you do it, there's going to be a lot of tick data that it has to download, and it has to prepare itself, and it has to do a lot of thinking. But what's going to happen is soon it'll take a minute or two or three, depending on your computer speed, but soon you'll start to see the trades come in. So I'm going to stop talking and speed up the video here and come back to it when it's done. Okay, so that video has slowed it right back down, and I just wanted to bring up the task manager to show those of you that are curious that do a lot of back testing, what processors that we use to do these things. This AMD Ryzen seems to be the fastest, especially when you load it up. So that's all that was for. Now, just want to note here the equity curve. So we've got a little dip in the beginning, then it sails, and this is where we're at. So it's interesting at this point to simply go back to the chart and see. Does this let me? Yep. Let's see here. Kind of, sort of there. So it's mimicking a little bit of what's going on here. We have the same little low, and then kind of a smooth up, and then which look like I don't know what this little spike seems. Could be a little bit of an issue with myFXbook, but kind of a smooth transition still, and it's flattening out here. And you can see it's sort of flattening out. These are the pips. So there are no pips here, no pips here. Here are some good pips. So it's not exactly perfect, but this is backtesting historical data. So now let's look and see what the report tells us. So the report tells us a $10,000 deposit, and we are left with $4,400. So that's a 44% gain, which is pretty close in line with what's going on here. So it's interesting, and you can see the hours. So you've got the 22, it's 20 and 22, 20 and 21 GMT. So the 2 hours here, and the same thing in the reports here. So we do our absolute best to give the best results that we can, and we try to make everything as transparent because there's a lot of garbage out there to look through, and you have no idea with FX. Here, historical history quality is 100%. So as icmarkets is a good broker, they have quite a bit of tick data, but if you want to push the ticks back to, let's say, 2020 and then run it, it'll take a while, but just keep, whenever you backtest, as long as that number is 100%, that means there is accurate tick data. As soon as that starts to deteriorate, it just means the broker doesn't have that history loaded inside of MT5. So it's impossible, or it's a dream to think that you can go back to year 2000 and the broker has inserted tick by tick data for 22 years. It doesn't happen. It's a tremendous amount of data, and they just don't have it. So I am going to right click and save this report in HTML format, and I'll put it just here on the desktop. So this is IC Markets 2021 performance. To current, I'll hit save, and I'm going to save this report just in a screen grab here so you can see exactly this. So when you run your own test for exactly those dates, you'll you'll get exactly the same results. And if you don't, just send us a message. But that's just to confirm everything that you guys see here or here on the snapshot is all it's all real, it's all tracking, and they're the accounts that we publish. So in these brokers, if they are included in our sponsored broker list, like icmarkets is, you should, in theory, get exactly the same performance percentage-wise if you're using default settings. If you are running risk percent 5, that is, if you increase that, you should get more profit, more drawdown, less profit, less drawdown. And just one thing about drawdown, it does happen. And depending on the risk settings that you use is how bigger or how smaller that is. But you can see the recovery times. The recovery times are good. Okay, that's it. It's a bit long video. I hope you got something out of it. If you have, make sure that you at least you could send us a contact information here, or of course you can load up our support suite